Crossing all, welcome back to Fearless and Devotion. We've kept this one for an extra day just because we thought we might get a good FA Cup draw. I think we've got a pretty bloody good FA Cup draw. We've got multiple Premier League champions, multiple FA Cup winners, European or Champions League winners, Chelsea. We've got them at home at the racecourse. It's going to be absolutely bouncing. We brought in a ringer to talk about this today, Simon Cooke, who a lot of you will know, especially if you've ever been to a live night at the Mice Gwyn. Can we just say thank you for the Fat Ball for sponsoring us? Go eat at the Fat Ball all the time, and subscribe to the newsletter and subscribe to this podcast, which is something we never say, but we should. We had a bit of an upturn after the Sean Harvey episode, so please let's see if we can keep this going. Anyway, right, let's Chelsea. First reactions, Liam.
Just chuffed with it. Really, had it on the TV downstairs. Was really hoping for a Premier League team. The numbers kept coming out. It would be something like Leeds or Newcastle. I'd get myself really excited, and then someone else would get drawn out. And as it was getting towards the end, I thought it was going to be the winners of Macclesfield or Brentford, but Chelsea is just a really decent tie for us. I don't think anyone can turn their nose up at that. Premier League side at home, connections too numerous to mention. I'm sure we'll talk about them.
No, we are going to mention them, mate. Don't worry about
that. We'll go into that. But immediate reaction. Yeah, very happy with that.
Si, have we ever had you on this podcast before? I don't think we have.
No,
have we?
No. There's been a couple of
near misses.
Near misses, we'll say. Yes, I was on stage for the live quiz of the last event, but yes, no, first time on the pod. So thanks for having me.
Well, don't disgrace either yourself or us.
Again.
Anyway, what's your thought of immediate reaction to Chelsea at home?
Yeah, I mean, I've literally just got back from my kids' football training sessions, and we were watching. A couple of the parents were watching it on the sidelines on the phones, and everyone was absolutely made up. Like Liam said, every team that came through, you get excited. You think, oh, could it be this one? But then, yeah, absolutely made up with that. Chelsea at home, it's anyone at home. I mean, didn't Windass say that they didn't want a Premier League team because they don't touch the ball very often? But
so especially away, I think, yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I think beat anyone at home, can't we?
I think so. I mean,
that's for the clipped.
Yeah, yeah. That's what they'll put in the doc after we lose 5-0 to Chelsea, which we have actually lost 5-0 to Chelsea pretty recently. I was there, but we'll come on to that. Right, Liam mentioned it. It's the links. There are loads. So John Neal, who's probably one of our greatest ever managers, went down to manage Chelsea, who are in the doldrums, and he's been credited for sort of saving the club, really, bringing through the likes of Pat Nevin. They were nearly relegated to the third division. He stabilised them. He brought in Mickey Thomas, Joey Jones, Eddie Nedzwicki, the backbone of his Wrexham, successful Wrexham team from the 70s, who all translated really well down there. So one of my mates on the Daily Mirror is Andy Lyons, chief reporter. So he's a huge Chelsea fan and remembers Joey especially very, very well, very fondly, and was very upset when Joey passed away. And it seems like a nice draw for Joey's memory. I mean, I text Mickey, and he said, it's a great draw for Sir Joey. We both had a special time there. And then Mickey points out that what we need to do now is to beat Chelsea like Parky did with Bradford all those years ago. At their place. And then we can take on Liverpool in the next round. So special for that as well. There's other sort of links. Frank Sinclair, of course, was a Chelsea great and played at the back end of his career for us. But I think by far the biggest one is that Naughty started his career at Chelsea.
And Reece Taylor's another one I thought of. The goalkeeper didn't play for us very long, but he was on loan.
No. Yeah. So let's call this the Naughty derby. And yeah, let's see if we can bring
him back. Potential to be
bring him back to this. So I was going to read out some more comments. So Tim said, and again, it's just like it's just like a sort of a nice sort of draw, because Tim says my mum was a Chelsea fan. Tim's mum passed away a couple of months ago, but simply because she fancied Peter Osgood back in the day. So why not? We always joked that Wrexham would play Chelsea again properly. It's a little late now. We've lost her. I feel it might something to do with this from the other side. He's absolutely buzzing for this. He wants McLean versus Reece James round 2. So do you remember in last time we played them in Santa Clara? Yeah, he went right in on Reece James, didn't he? Which, fair play. Reece James is a big lad. So, let's loan back James McLean. Let's go for a round 2 on that. So, Liam, how do you think this is going to pan out? How do you think Chelsea will approach it? Do you think they'll rest a few players, or are they quite far along in the cup now that this is a genuine chance of silverware? There's a lot of Premier League teams out, really. And
yeah, I was looking at it, and someone's mentioned they've actually got quite a tight schedule around then. I think they've got Champions League games, Premier League games. So, I mean, if there is a competition where they're going to rest up a few, you would expect it would be this. I'm sort of the type of person, I don't take anything for granted with it, because even Chelsea's, B team is, really decent. They've got an absolute array of talent. So, I mean, Parky's not going to go into it thinking he can't do it, because he's done it before, against Jose Mourinho's Chelsea. So we've got to go in thinking that we can win it. And the fact that it's at the race course, makes you believe. But I don't underestimate. It's going to be bloody difficult. I don't know. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm also apprehensive.
So, how will we approach it? Will we go in full complement?
You've got to, haven't you? I mean, we've got such a good squad now that I think even our reserve, if you can call them that, players are still pushing for a place. So I think the only thing that has surprised me about the last game with the changes that were made is that we didn't bring in a reserve, for want of a better phrase, keeper. And Arthur played. So it'll be interesting. It's not actually the first time we've played him in the FA Cup either. I had a quick search before, and the season that we got relegated from the Championship, as is now, we were obviously playing them in the league, and we played them in the FA Cup that year as well. It took them to two replays. Drew the first game, drew the second game, and had a lost, I think, 2-1 in the second replay. So
that's good knowledge. You can come back, Si.
Your ability to type stuff into Google is beyond reproach. Really,
as we discussed with the quiz, you'll never beat Wrexham Archive.
I mean, look, this one won't go to a replay. I think I'm still right in thinking that it will be done on the night, which is a bit of a shame, because I would have loved to have gone to Stamford Bridge. But I think it will be it's going to be another day where the eyes of the world are on Wrexham, because I think if you put
another TV game,
I should go. I would say it's definitely going to be on the TV. I mean, it's got all the ingredients, isn't it? A Championship team, so a lower team against a Premier League giant, and they are a giant. I mean, they spend a huge amount of money. A lot of people snigger about how much they spend and the long contracts they give out to players, but they're trying to build something over a long term there, a lot with youth players, and I think a lot of the players they bring in will be champing at the bit to prove something. But they may not be used to a blood and thunder Phil Parky terrorist, anti-football
dogs of war.
Yeah, sort of 3-5-2 right up them. I'm thinking it might be like a Friday or a late Sunday game. I think the atmosphere will be absolutely bouncing, and I've got a sneaky feeling we've got a good chance. Here's another question, and it's one I've sort of tackled. Look, we're getting excited. We're playing Chelsea in the 5th round of the Cup. If we do manage to fluke a win, is this starting to erode our league form? And what I mean by that, Liam, is this will become the big sort of ticket event, and surely the league is the bread and butter where we need to really sort of strengthen, and we've got a good chance of the playoffs. Will this distract?
I mean, I suppose it's the sort of the unintended consequences, and there's things that aren't controllable when you're playing in cup games. If we pick up injuries and things like that, then it will inevitably have an impact on the league campaign. But the only thing I would say is that I don't think you'll find any Wrexham fan out there who would want Phil Parkinson to deprioritise or weaken his team for the FA Cup, because of all the good times it's brought us over the years. Too many games to mention, but Arsenal, West Ham, Birmingham, all those games, Middlesbrough. It's just given us so many happy memories that I don't think anyone can really think of it that way. I just can't think of it as an inconvenience or a distraction. I think for a lot of bigger clubs, it has become that. I saw the attendance for, I think it was the Stoke game, absolutely half empty stadium, which was really sad to see. But I still think for Wrexham fans, the FA Cup is a special competition.
Yeah. Si, what was your favourite sort of FA Cup victory? Supporting the Dragons for so long.
I think probably for me, it's one that goes sort of unnoticed in that the big cup run year when we beat West Ham and everyone was when we played Peterborough. We're obviously down and came back, and was it 4-2 in there, 3-2, 4-2 in the end, and that was just a brilliant away day from memory. And I think it was on a Tuesday night or a Wednesday night. But that's something to think about as well. Obviously, will this be changed for TV? So will it be on a different day? What happens with the Swansea game now as well? Is that going to be Saturday or is it going to be Friday? Or
my head's puddled around that. I don't know why they would even consider doing that with so many variables. I feel sorry for South Walians, and I don't often say that. But you cannot plan. You cannot get. We know how bad the Welsh train system is, and you can't sort of even book tickets at the moment because you just have no idea what day that's going to be. I think that's a bit farcical. I think they should just pick a day on that now and keep it.
But didn't that depend on how because the breaks between Tuesdays and Sundays and Wednesday games and things like that, so it all depended on when games get drawn to be played for both of us, I think, as well, didn't it? So I think it was out of the club's control on when they're playing it. So it's just a bit of a mess, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I imagine this one, the Chelsea game, will probably be a TV game. So
it will be the pro. I think. I mean, what else is there? There's Newcastle City, which is a big one, but Mansfield, Liverpool as well is another cracker. And I think we'll be in one of the key slots, though. I really do. The thing is, there's so many slots now, isn't there? Friday, Saturday, Sunday. God, there's one playing tonight, so they could.
We could be a Monday game.
Yeah.
I hope it isn't.
Yeah.
You want a Saturday game, but you're not going to get a Saturday lunchtime.
I don't think it's going to be a Saturday game. I think it's going to be a Friday night or a Sunday late game. Yeah. If I had to guess, to be honest. Last couple of times we played them, lost 5-0 in North Carolina. I was there for that one. To be honest, we were chasing shadows. I think that was evident. Their sort of youngsters just absolutely blew us away. But it was a lot closer in Santa Clara. It was 2 each. Could have gone either way. That so we were a League Two club when we lost five.
But hadn't we just come up from the conference, so we hadn't even played a League Two game?
So, what I'm trying to say is we were a lot further back in our development than we are now. And I just really think we've got a chance to give them a really good game. And I think Parky will love the idea of pulling another upset out. I think he'll go strong on this. I really do. And as you're right, Si, look, there's strength all the way through. You take Kiefer Moore out, you put Sam Smith in. And if anything, I thought he was great on Friday. Let's talk about Friday. Liam, you're in the posh seats again.
I was,
How were the prawn sandwiches? Did you meet anyone famous?
There was a few faces knocking around. There was the owner of our opponents in Krakow was there.
Okay.
He was wine and dining. Who else was there? Your man Rick Parry was back again.
Oh, Rick Parry loves a bit of Wrexham, doesn't he?
He does. He loves being there. And just a bit of the great and good, really. Having a rubbing shoulders. Well, I have to give a shout out to Kathy on reception, who is a listener of this podcast and helped me to get in when we couldn't figure out why my name wasn't on the list. It turns out my name was under Andy Gilpin. I have never been more mortified in my entire life.
Oh, one day, mate. One day, people do say you're like my little brother, and then one day we'll make you in a carbon cutout copy of me, mate.
But no, it's a good experience as always, though. Nice bit of grub, decent seats, and another decent FA Cup win. I thought, there was a spell in the first half, maybe sort of 20 to 45 minutes, which is probably some of the best football that played this season. Ollie Rathbone was absolutely unplayable during that period.
Oh, he was so good. He was so good. Wasn't he? Yeah, he covered everywhere. And Ipswich they didn't really have a shot in anger. I was really surprised that they didn't show up more, because it looked like a decent Ipswich side, and they've got the best squad in the Championship, haven't they? So to not really have a go at us, I would be disappointed if I was an Ipswich fan.
Yeah, they made 10 changes, didn't they? But they still had the number 9 Hurst, Akpong was on the pitch as well. And yeah, I was just surprised because they'd get onto the edge of the area and just never really create much. It was, decent defensive display by us, and Rathbone was unfortunate not to score. It was a really good save by their keeper, curled one from the edge of the area. Second half, they did come on to us more, but you're right, though. I didn't really feel like the Nottingham Forest game. Every time they came forward, I was on the edge of my seat, thinking they're going to score.
Yeah, well, they were good because Gibbs White came and just changed it, didn't he? But yeah, Ipswich didn't really have that. Decent goal by Josh, but he was more or less in the way of it. But but you got to be in the right place to direct it in. Si, where do you think this puts us? Because we're playing them again on Saturday. Do you think?
Yeah, they're very rarely games. Yeah, they're very rarely the same, are they? I think from memory, after we lost to Chesterfield in the FA Cup, I think we then went on and played them in the league, and I'm pretty sure it was the same with the Peterborough game as well. We went and then played them in the league straight after that as well, and they're very rarely the same. I think they'll probably go for it because they want their main focus, and they've made no secret of it, is getting out of this league and back into the Premier League where they've come from. So they've changed massively to go for that. The fact that they didn't have a single shot on target while they were, despite having, trying not to be a stat knobhead, but they had more touches in our area than we did in theirs.
We've got no time for XG on this podcast.
There's no XG being mentioned. I'm just saying they didn't have a shot.
All hipster opinions and go to Bundesliga 2 with them. All right.
I'll go back to Rob Ryan Red. Yeah, but I think they are far more interested in winning the league game than they are of them winning the cup game against us, to be honest. So I think it'll be much tougher, and yeah, it's going to be a hard game. But hopefully it's another 3 points. But if we come away from this week, obviously we've got Bristol on tomorrow. That's going to be a tough game as well. So if we get at least 2 points from those two games, I think that's a good weekend. Good week.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We're just losing ground a little bit on the playoffs. I think we need one win from these two games. I really do, to just keep abreast with that, because that again is our bread and butter. Like Liam's right that some of the most historic nights in our history are based around the FA Cup, but we slightly eat at a different table now. I do think that was a club that needed the FA Cup and needed the notoriety and needed the money to keep us afloat. We don't need that now because the investment we're gearing up to be a Premier League club. And I think that is our main focus. However lovely the FA Cup is, and this is a brilliant distraction. And I actually think not having replays helps us a hell of a lot, as well as the Premier League teams. But I still would prioritise the league over any. I just got a feeling that Parky will want to do something special against Chelsea. That's all. I think this is the plum draw we've been waiting for a while, isn't it? Nottingham Forest are a decent club, but they're not multiple Premier League champions. We've got a real big boy here. And wouldn't it be
multiple European Cup champions?
Yeah, they are 81 and 82. But I think we've got a real big boy here. It's great. It's great for the doc. It's great for our profile because Wrexham does need a bit more global profile. I feel we don't get enough. We don't get enough of that cherry, of that pie, do we? So I think the eyes of the world will be on us. I think it will be a grand thing, but I do sort of feel that if it's a case that they could maybe, you know, if there's resting a player for the league, I think they probably will. I think we will go strong, but I think there will be changes, and I think Chelsea will make even more.
We're going to see Cole Palmer at the racecourse now.
He might be on the bench. I mean, that's what Forest did, isn't it? Bring him up, and then if you are behind, you bring them on in the second half, because, you know, it's Chelsea need to win something.
It depends on injuries as well, doesn't it? You know, they may have some lads coming back from it. I don't know if Cole Palmer's playing at the moment, but they may have
He
some
did a horror miss in the FA Cup over the weekend. So yeah,
I think, like you say, that I don't believe that Parky will want us to be embarrassed. So he's not gonna. Well, not that we've got that many kids in the team anyway, but he's not gonna put all the kids in, is he? So yeah.
No.
I was watching the Arsenal game yesterday, and it's a long game if you are getting, you know, like they conceded four. Who was it? They played Wigan, conceded 4 goals inside 20 odd minutes, and it's a long game if you end up in that situation. It's not good for anyone's morale. So yeah, he won't want that.
Cole Palmer missed in the Premier League, not in the Cup. So I don't want any Chelsea anoraks getting on my bloody case about that. Okay. I think that's it. Any other business? So the Wrexham women's game was called off. Si, I've heard it was quite a late one.
It's a bit to not have a contingency for it, and you know, it's in Flanders. I don't know that neck of the woods particularly well, but you know, the women had gone down there the night before, I believe, to be ready for the game. So it's a long trip to go down just for nothing at all. Especially, you know, it's a big game. It's a important match. They should have a game, you know, and they knew it's not like the weather all of a sudden came on and we didn't know anything about it. So to not have something ready for it as a backup, you know, we'll then have to probably go back on a Tuesday night or something, I imagine, midweek, when, you know, they're obviously living down there already. I imagine, I know our girls are semi-pro now, and some of them, they've been mentioned that a couple of them are professional now, but still, some of those girls have got jobs to do, and, you know, might have to take a day off work or whatever to go down there and play against.
Not ideal.
Play against.
It's not
not
ideal.
Great.
No,
not
no.
ideal. But there's a big game this weekend. I think they've given out free tickets to any season ticket holders and everything. So it's a chance for a bit of silverware. I think
so where is it?
For us.
It's Bangor, isn't it?
That Nantporth, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, Nantporth. Yeah. So that's Bangor, and it's the League Cup, is it?
This one, the League Cup, and that one was the FA Cup, Welsh Cup.
Right. Okay.
So it's cups. It's one of the cups. There's 2 cups, and I'm not sure which one's which, to be honest.
Yeah. Right.
Oh no, that was a league fixture, Swansea, that was postponed. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
My mistake.
Right. Cool. Okay. I think that's it, guys. Any
done predictions for Bristol City?
We got 2 lots of predictions here, haven't we? So Bristol City first. I just think there's one that we need to win. I really do. So I would say I'd say we'd sneak that one. I think that's going to be a proper battling Parky. The only sort of thing of that, well, they didn't play over the weekend, did they? So they've had a rest up because their match was postponed. But I still got a feeling that we'll have a nice attritional, 2-1 victory there. And I think Ipswich will be tough for the reasons that we've been mentioning on this podcast. They've got a brilliant championship squad, but they probably hid their hand a little bit in the cup. And their main priority by far is the league. And I think we might edge a draw there. I think that will be 1 each, and that will be a lot. They'll be a lot better than they were on Friday. Liam, what do you think?
So Bristol City game, I was going to go 2-1, but I never like to go the same as someone else. So I'll go for a nail-biting 1-0 to Wrexham. I agree with you in that we need to try and win one of these games, and I think that one has to be the one for me. Ipswich, I can see there being a few goals in it. I don't want us to lose at home again. I'm going to go 2-2. Si,
what do you reckon?
Bristol point behind us, and if they beat us, that pushes us further out of the the contention of the playoffs there. So I think you're right. I think we need to at least get a draw with it being away from home. But yeah, I mean, I was going to go for 2-1, but you've said that, and then I was going to go for 1-0, and then Liam said that. So
why don't you go for 7-4 then?
I think we'll win by 1.
Available.
6-5. We'll go with 6-5, win by 1.
Okay.
And then, 1-1, I think, is a draw for the Ipswich game. I think it'll be a tight. They're both two good defensive teams. And I think it'll be similar again. So not a lot in it. Hopefully a win, but a draw would still be a great result there.
So there you go. FA Cup excitement. I mean, Liam said I can't stand the FA Cup. Well, that had me rooting, shouting on the tube when we got that one. I can't wait for it. Unfortunately, I can't go because I'm in the Caribbean. So
you're not in the country again.
Yeah, all right.
Interpol.
I've just come back from Ireland now.
I was going to say, weren't you out of the country today as well?
Yeah. Right. Well, I've got a busy schedule. But yeah, and it just always seems to fall my trips away on FA Cup weekend. So I'll just have to be there for the quarterfinal, semi, and final. I suppose I won't book any exotic trips.
Right, just a quick one on this. Someone said to me the other day, and this may be wrong, but if you get to the semi-final, obviously it's a game at Wembley. Yeah. But if you get to the semi-final, you're highly likely to secure a European place just by getting to the semis.
Why? Just because
coefficients or whatever it's called.
Yeah, and maybe maybe because you're gonna the other people in the semi-finals are going to be like the likes of City, and they're probably already going to be in the Champions League places.
Yeah.
So there's a chance. I mean, we're in Europe now, lads. The route is clear. The route is there. We just need 2 games from Europe. Wow. Okay. I mean, suddenly Krakow doesn't sound as exotic, does it? We're going to be we're going to be in TNS.
That would be funny.
That would be funny, lads. Thank you for your time. It just feels like a big one. This I feel that the eyes of the world are going to be on us again, and I think that's good for Wrexham, and it's good for our continued development. Whatever happens on the pitch, I won't be too disheartened if we lose, because the league is my priority. But I just want a good display, another fairy tale. We love a fairy tale, don't we?
All about fairy tales in Wrexham.
All right, cheers, guys. Please subscribe, and see you all soon.
Cheers.
Take care. Ciao.